Welcome back to my daily watercolor practice. In these videos, I practice one technique or a skill or a subject, and I share with you my process. It's not going to be a polished tutorial, and I share with you all mistakes that I made. I think it's easier to learn from mistakes. I think just seeing something perfect might not be as helpful. So I literally just show you what honestly happens, and sometimes I make huge mistakes. So bear with me and please be kind. On Thursdays, I practice how to paint people and portraits. Last week, I did distant figures, so you can check that out if you're curious. Today, I wanted to move on to painting faces, but that seems like a bit of a jump. I didn't want to make it too difficult, so I decided to just paint hair. I will be testing out two different techniques for painting hair. The first one, which is what I'm doing now, is a layered technique. So as you probably know, in watercolor we usually paint from light to dark. So I lay down the first layer already, pretty much all over the hair, just leaving a little bit of a highlight on one side. Next, I'm using the medium value, and again I am letting some of the previous layer to show through, but I try not to leave too much of it because when I do, it's starting to look a little bit unnatural, so you kind of need to play around with it and see what looks natural and what needs filling in a little bit more. I'm adding the darkest layer on the top, and I'm also picking out some loose strands with the tip of my brush. Layering technique is quite easy to control because you can control where the paint goes, but it's also a bit less forgiving when you make mistakes. So next I'm going to try more loose technique, which is a bit more expressive, but because it's harder to control, it can really go either amazingly or sometimes it just turns into a disaster. Now I'm going to try painting hair wet in wet. Again, I am starting with the lightest layer. I am also painting with water, so I rinse my brush sometimes, and I literally just paint with just water to soften the look. I also blow some of the paint with a straw to add some movement. I'm slowly building up the color with some darker paint, and I'm also adding some splatter for more abstract look. I'm slowly building up the color with some darker paint, and I'm also adding some splatter. This is turning out a little wild. I'm kind of regretting blowing the paint in that direction. I think it's kind of looking like it's just standing up on her head. But I am having more fun with this. And this is part of the process with loose techniques. You know, sometimes it will just not turn out the way you hoped. And I think that's okay. So be kind when that happens. And just remember, the more you practice, the better you'll be. So don't worry if sometimes it just doesn't work. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to see me mess up more, I will be back tomorrow with another video.